Hello, everybody, and welcome back. So this time, we're going to be taking a look at the river and water elevation in this map. So let me go ahead and give you an example of how this works. So in this version, previous versions of noggit, where you selected a chunk of, so let me show you. Just get some elevation there because that's gonna help us out. And then when you used to select a chunk, it would create water for a specific series of chunks, but they were all on the same flat elevation. The newer tool adds water in this sort of like odd inclined way. But while this is useful for other places where you might want water, other areas it doesn't look natural. So getting this to look correct in a lake would not be great. So what we have to do is we have to lock the height of the water. Now for this, I've tested it before. I kind of know where the water needs to be. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to widen this up a bit, probably all the way to 20. And we're just going to make sure, yes, we want slow water. And we're going to bring this around the edges, down here, over here as well. You see how this is going? And we're bringing the water in just like that. And there we go. Now, I'm looking at this and you know what? 130 doesn't work for me. So I'll do 133. Let's see how that works. So you see how you can see how it's already growing. This seems a lot closer to the edges of what I want. Got to make sure that I hit the middle so that we don't have any weird water effects going on. Now we have the river, and the river is gonna go all the way down. And now we have a bit of a problem. See how the water there is not necessarily... Right. Okay, well, what we can do in these cases is we'll lower the terrain a bit, but you see how this happens here? We have the water and suddenly it starts spilling over. But this area, for whatever reason, seems to be a little bit elevated. So what we'll do is, for these, we'll put... Will that work? Will that be a bit too much? It might be... That might be a bit much. We're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see. Let's bring it down one more. Does that make any sense at all right now? I can't tell you. Yeah. Yeah, that might work. That might work. I have an idea anyways of what to do if it doesn't work. Damn it. I'm sorry about that. I'm messing up right now. And that should be right. And here we want to go back down. Oh, wait a second. Ooh, okay. What is the height here? What height do we need here for this to work? It's pretty much 130. Pretty much 130 water, right? Going in. Right, I think that's fine. Anyways, we don't want to push the water too far past this because then, you know, this old area won't work. So, you got it there. It's pooling a bit. And yeah, that looks good. That looks good. And then just to do some minor fixes, we just bring this up. We just bring these areas up just a little bit. Just a little bit like that. And boom, there you go. So we now have the river, which we will also kind of bring up a bit like that. And then there's going to be a drop there for the water, which is fine. And what is there is a bit of a, probably not noticeable. Okay. All right. So now we have essentially the waterway fixed, and we have the town, or not the town, the little house on the prairie, and this goes all the way down here, matches down into there, puts some water into this other pool, which then becomes another lake, yada 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 yada. So now, as you can see, we now look at this, we've got some water. It's all gravy. It's all gravy from now. In fact, you know what? We might actually want to do a bit of frozen. I remember, yes, I wanted to make this into sort of like a frozen pond type of thing. So I think we're going to have to be higher here, though. So, because, yeah, I don't think that's going to do absolutely anything. So let's try 140. That doesn't work. Let's do 160. Okay, let's go under here just so that we know how. Okay, we're a bit far off. Let's try 200, okay? We're going to try 200. Oh, almost there. Okay, so let's try 220. 220. All right, 220 is a bit much. So let's do 210. No. Correct. Now, does that work? Yes. Precisely. Now, do we want it a bit higher? Maybe. Maybe just a tiny bit. So let's do 215. 215 is a bit too high. 213. Let's do 213. Oh, shit balls. 213. Okay, this is somewhat annoying. I hope it... 210. We're not doing this correctly? What in... Huh. Alright, give me a second. Alright, well, I decided to desist because I had some sort of, I don't know if it's a bug, I don't know what's going on, but suddenly it had to do with me making that big mistake here. So I'll just have to save, and then I'll get back to it at another point. So until then, everybody, we'll probably come back to this once I've made more progress, and yeah. So we'll see how that turns out later. So until then, everybody, take it easy. Remember to like and subscribe. Bye-bye.